Welcome adventurers! Hello, hello! I have a most exciting launch to share with you today. So last year we had the World of Warcraft crossover event, which was pretty cool because I live under a rock and have no idea what the World of Warcraft was about. And then this year, it got interesting. The devs decided to pivot so far east, we went to Japan to look for an anime that was rather fitting within the Immortal peripherals, and it's none other than Berserk. So here is a trailer that you may have already seen on YouTube. Let me try and summarize what the anime is about based on what content this collaboration has taken. So Berserk is this epic anime about these two dudes, Griffith and Guts, in this medieval setting, right? And there's also a pendant involved. I'll get to the pendant later. It's kind of important. It's a story of betrayal, revenge, and utter devastation between two heroing adventurers. Guts first gets known in the battlefield for being this well-known mercenary who killed a bull-shaped demon called the Immortal Nosferatu Zod, which we'll see later. And then he finds himself being defeated by Griffith, the guy with the wings. This guy. And who forces him to join the Band of the Hawks. Griffith, for all his glorious, long, luscious silver hair and handsome face, he's a greedy little bugger who wants to be king, and also the villain in that story. So, right from the start, since he was a kid, Griffith was given this pendant. It's called the Crimson Behelit, also known as the Egg of the King, or just Behelit. And it is said to grant its owner the world in exchange for his flesh and blood. It looks crazy, I tell ya. It has a face on it, and the rendition we have in Immortal is such perfect teeth. I want teeth like that too. Anyway, Guts and his comrades are left to fend for themselves. Some romance happens, some sadness happens, and Guts, he's gutted and goes through this whole nasty storyline that's really, really devastating. I recommend that you watch the anime. It's really quite good. So anyway, with this collaboration, we take away 4 things from the anime and brought it over to Diablo Immortal, which would be the Hawk of Light armor, the Berserker's armor, and the Crimson Behelit, and an epic boss fight with Zod. Right, let's get into it with the boss fight first. Nosferatu Zod, he's this boss, well, that's shaped like a bull. It's a pretty strong boss fight, if I do say so myself. He kind of reminds me of Perdition, just because he's like a higher level bull demon, but he's missing a horn, and that's really about it. That's where the similarity ends. He has a lot more boss mechanics as well. Disclaimer, I'm just working with what I had in this demo. Let me bring up the stats here on the side. So this build has about 8,000 resonance with very, very skewed secondary attributes. A lot of it is missing from it, such as the magic affixes from demonic remains, the added affixes that you can find from runes and reforged stones, as well as buffs that you can get from being in a warband and or a clan. Let me just fast forward the fight so you can just speed things along here. He has 2 phases, as you can see. I didn't manage to bring out all of his mechanics in this fight because I wasn't equipped with the Crimson Behelit gem during this first battle. I've also in this round I've also made a troll build going into this, just pure mobility, and with little to no damage. Yeah, other than changing myself into a golem and dealing damage from that, there's absolutely no skill damage involved. Combat rating is also severely under Silver Paragon level. I think it was 41,000 something. Yeah, so I started out with Inferno 2 just to make my life easier. Yeah. So in this second round, it's a lot longer, so I've sped up the recording even more later on, as you can see. Here, I've not only increased the difficulty level to Inferno 5, I've also changed out my build for something a little bit more sturdier and does a bit more damage. As well as equipped a rank 10 Behelit gem, because my goal is to bring up more boss mechanics. It's not the best build. It is something just enough to play this dungeon and to sort of survive enough to see the boss mechanics. So if you do see me die a few times and get distracted and not pew the right direction, we're just gonna ignore it. We're not gonna talk about it. Okay, yeah. So it's a pretty fun fight if I do say so myself, despite dying a few times. Completing this boss fight rewards you with the weapon cosmetics from the Straggler's Path, and also a chance for the Crimson Behelit gem to drop, so do look out for it. Next we have the Crimson Behelit gem. Look at that face, only Mother could be so proud of it. It's hideous. This gem is doing the most. It provides 3 skills: an attack, a defense, and a lesser skill. I've upgraded it to rank 10 and rank 4 because obviously, well, most of us realistically can afford to upgrade it only to rank 4 or 5 for a start. So the following stats are for rank 10 and 4 respectively. The attack skill is called Behelit's Wrath. It procs when dealing damage while above 50% life, providing 30% damage for 6 seconds on a 20-second cooldown. And the defense skill is called Behelit's Mercy, which procs when dealing damage while above 50% life with a 30% damage reduction for 6 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. Either Wrath or Mercy, when triggered, releases a Scream of Terror, which fears nearby enemies for 1.6 seconds. At rank 4, Behelit's Wrath and Mercy hit points are reduced to 18% from 30%, while everything still stays the same. Fearing does occur at rank 4, but it is really short at 0.4 seconds. And then if you upgrade it to rank 5, it increases to 0.8 seconds. So I suppose this is what it looks like. The fire circle, the black crescent first triggers the Behelit's Wrath. And then we get the 1.6 second fearing there. This was played on the rank 10 gem. Yeah. And then this would be the second trigger for the Behelit's Mercy shortly here. There you go. All in, it's a pretty good gem for PvE and for some extra damage and protection, kind of. Yeah, fearing every and anything is always good. As a necro, it's common to make things run away from us, cowering in fear. So I'm always happy to have another avenue of fearing everything in my way. Let's look at what I'm always happy to look at, Diablo fashion. We'll be having a different sort of Phantom Market this time. We have two epic cosmetics, the Hawk of Light and the Berserker's armor. I'll skip past the actual market draw since this one is on the demo, but let me show you how cool it looks. So both armors have hair color toggling, which is basically helmet on or off, but with the Berserk characters' faces on. It's different from your own character's helmet toggling. Yeah. They retained Griffith's long luscious locks. I particularly love the portals this time, actually, more so than the armors. I mean, just look at it. The Hawk of Light portal is very impressive. Not to say the Eclipse isn't, but look at how big and bright it is. The Eclipse portal is pretty impressive as well. I like how the hand just punches through the floor. We also have this cute golem familiar skin. Last time we had the Murloc skin from the previous collaboration. This time around we have this cute little golem, fully customizable skin by the way. We have a choice of 4 heads and 3 bodies to customize with. Look, how cute! I wonder how 2 golem familiars will interact if they are standing next to each other, because previously the Murloc familiars would have a conversation with each other. I wonder if it's the same again. So that was so cute to watch. Oh, also for golem familiar skin purchases, your very first draw will be 160 orbs, but it will be a guaranteed draw for this normal golem skin, and it'll be naked. But subsequently it'll be 800 orbs per 5 draws, and a full 16 draw will cost a total of 2,560 orbs. I almost forgot, the Struggler's Path event page will have tasks, right? So we have Survivor's Bane and the Fractured Plane active during this time. During the demo, I managed to squeeze in a Survivor's Bane section here. It's a special edition of the event called Struggler's Bane. Basically, it's the Survivor's Bane made difficult right off the bat. So as you can see, everything is fine and dandy as the event gets until you're hit with this 1-minute eclipse that's infamous in Berserk. So this is a spoiler for the anime, but basically Griffith sacrificed his band of mercenaries and marked them with the brand of sacrifice to be massacred during the eclipse in order for him to become a member of the God Hand. What a jerk, right? Anyway, the eclipse happens every other minute, and we get to fight a unique boss whenever the eclipse is active. Let me cut to the point where we get to fight the unique boss, and then let's wrap up the video. So anyway, that's about it for this update. I managed to keep it under 15 minutes this time, I think. Yeah. And then I'll see you in the next one. Well, take care, and bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.